Hey everyone, welcome back to the Craft Parenting Podcast, the podcast about two Cincinnati craft beer lovers with a parenting problem.
I'd say.
It's been bad, you guys.
It's been a weekend.
Ever since the time change, the nap schedule has been out the window.
Yeah.
Lily, although she's 2.5, she was pretty good about sleeping until the time change.
Well, and I don't know if it's that she's getting bigger, therefore she doesn't need a nap anymore, or if she just thinks things are interesting and she would like to stay awake. But I've even sat in her room with her for an hour, like lights off, super calm environment, and she still bounces off the walls. Normally she calms down after like 10, 15 minutes. But no, bouncing off the walls for an hour. And I'm like, okay, that's it. We're going to plop you in front of the TV, put on some Sesame Street, and that's going to be the rest that you get.
And she does. She does calm down for that. But it's not the same because
we can't get anything done.
Nap time is our time. And then Mr. Elliot, he's up until this point, he's been Mr. 2 naps a day.
Mm-hmm.
And now that's out the window. He has not been napping in the morning.
Well, and today might have been our fault because he was kind of ready to go to bed and we're like, hey, let's get up and go to the coffee shop. And he was like, okay. And then we're like, hey, we're going to go to your friend's house to play. Oh, okay, ball. I'm going to walk around the ball. No, you can't have the ball because it's my ball, even though this is your house. And then we shoved a snack down his throat, put him to bed. He slept for an hour before he woke up. I'm assuming what was ridiculously hangry because he would not calm down. We gave him some food. He walked around a bit and then
crashed. Slept until 6.
He slept for like 3 hours straight.
Yeah.
Poor kid. So we've introduced our kids.
Yeah. Well, my name is Joe Ludwig, and that voice that you hear is my lovely wife and co-host, Caroline. Thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate all of our listeners. We recently just passed our 1-year anniversary for this podcast.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that makes sense. Elliot's 13 months old. Yeah, he's 13 months old. I had to double check because second child, you never really remember how old the second child is. You just kind of guess and hope that you're right.
Poor Elliot and Clara.
I mean, Elliot doesn't have a baby book and Lily does, but I think I filled out like 4 things in her baby book. So she doesn't really have a baby book.
Well, yeah, I don't know what to say to that. I know my mom has done, those Walgreen books.
Yeah, so we have some photo books that like your mom has made and
summarizing her time in the NICU. And
I made a giant book summarizing her time in the NICU.
Oh, that was you. So.
That was me. And then like your mom made a Lily's first year book and she made an Elliot's first year book. And there is only one photo of Lily in Elliot's photo book instead of him.
Oh boy. He's not going to notice that at all when he's older.
It is going to be like the family joke of like, here, figure out which picture is not me because it's my sister. Whoops. Maybe I'll just like cut and paste a photo on top of it. That's how that works, right?
Sure. So we have another great show planned for you. This week we are talking about our favorite springtime activities because, damn it, it is spring.
Yeah. Spring has sprung, Cincinnati style. We'll get into that later.
So let's go ahead and get started before things get even more out of hand.
So, like, the crazy thing is, I have had maybe a third of an adult beverage. You have had 0 of an adult beverage, and we're like off the rails.
Mm-hmm. Marco called us out the other day. He said that our St. Patrick's Day episode he thought we pre-gamed pretty hard.
I wasn't allowed to have any beer until we started recording that episode because I had to wait until the episode started to be allowed to open the beers. I was very unhappy.
Maybe that's why we were off the rails that episode.
Maybe. So I am drinking the last third of an Urban Artifact strawberry and lemon fruit tart seltzer, which is 15% fruit, 5% alcohol, and super delicious. It doesn't taste super tart when you don't drink it after like a porter or whatever it was that I drank it after the other day, because that was hilarious.
Yeah, don't do that.
So this was a seltzer that I started yesterday, but because I'm a mom, I fell asleep. So I stuck it in the fridge and finished it today. And now I finished my drink before we got into the meat of the episode. So I'll just be sad for the rest of the episode.
You have a glass of water.
I do. What are you drinking?
I am lame this episode, and I am drinking a hot peppermint herbal tea.
I mean, I kind of maybe need that. My allergies are all off the rails. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but this past weekend, I had a Westside Brewing brown ale. That counts.
Yeah, that does count.
And then I also had a 50 West Amber Ale.
Ooh, that sounds yummy.
So I'm going to count it. I'm going to put it in the show notes.
Okay, you do that.
3 days later.
All right, we're back. It is added to the dock.
Oh my goodness, that was ridiculous and unnecessary.
So is that everything that we're drinking?
Yes. Unless if I decide to just drink straight from the bottle of wine that's been open in the fridge for an undisclosed amount of time. It should probably be cooking wine. Maybe I shouldn't do that.
It's probably still good. You could probably do that.
I don't remember when the last time was we opened a bottle of wine, though. I just know that there is an open bottle of wine in the fridge. When did we open wine last, Joe?
Valentine's Day, maybe?
Maybe? I'll go get it and see what it tastes like as I throw off my blanket because it is ridiculously cold outside. Therefore, it is cold inside, too.
You look like an old lady with her Afghan on. But it is not an Afghan.
It is not an Afghan. It is a fleece tie blanket, and it is because the kids got my sweatshirt wet during bath time, so I stole one of their blankets. Suck it, kids.
Speaking of Afghans, Marco from Truth Beer Pod has a really funny joke about Afghans that he told when I went to BC's Bottle Lodge in Montgomery.
Was he trying to steal your dad joke thunder?
Oh yeah, he definitely was. We were competing dad jokes back and forth.
I can't smell. Spring is in the air.
I'll let you read what this is.
Okay.
You have to put it in the doc.
So this is a Magistrate Chardonnay from Santa Barbara County. It was limited production. So Magistrate editions are limited production wines at a remarkable value, showcasing the world's most prestigious viticultural regions. These are rare gems discovered in small quantities. When this production has been exhausted, there will be no more. Try one bottle, then return to fill your cellar. Seriously, there will be no more.
That's just fancy talk.
That's what the bottle says. So I'm going to try this. It says its fragrant aromas of floral orange blossom, crisp lime zest, and warm spiced apple segue into flavors of sweet pear and rich tropical fruit for a gentle acidity and bright fruit-forward taste. I mean, it tastes like an oaky Chardonnay. You like oaky Chardonnays. I'm more of a buttery Chardonnay girl. But, I mean, it doesn't taste like terrible, considering I don't remember when we opened it. I'm cleaning the fridge, honey. It's fine. And drinking straight from the bottle because classy. Unfortunately, this will not fit in my drinking koozie, though.
No, they need to get on that. Get on that, you guys. We need a wine bottle koozie.
I mean, seriously. Or liter Stein koozies?
There's like a good third left of this.
I'd say that's more like a quarter. Or to drink in liter Stein koozies? Because those would be perfect for Oktoberfest.
Does it say, it says 2019.
Yeah, it says 2019, but it doesn't like list a specific winery. It just says Santa Barbara County. Like, to me, that's not the name of a winery.
All right, so apparently we are getting rid of this bottle of wine.
I mean, I have more bottles of wine downstairs that we can get rid of, but they're not open.
Another day.
Ooh, what if we just did a bottle of wine episode where we both drank a full bottle of wine while recording an episode? Shift Beers should do that.
So now it is time for What's Bugging Caroline in Children's TV, where you, Caroline, tell us all about the lack of physics and logic and sense in children's TV. So take it away.
So today we're going to talk about Scooby-Doo.
Where are you?
Specifically, where is Scooby-Doo? But are we going to talk about how they defy physics all of the time with their antics? How the masks make literally zero sense. When they pull a mask off, a person's head shape will change, sometimes bigger than what the mask was. No, this is a cartoon. It is not meant to teach children things. Not complaining about any of that. I am complaining about where can I find Scooby-Doo on a streaming service. The Scooby-Doo movie is on Netflix.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
The
so
original?
the People movie.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
I like that one.
Where to get Scooby-Doo on a plane, they dress him up as a lady and nobody notices. It's pretty funny.
And we find out that Scooby Snacks are, in fact, vegetarian.
Yeah. It used to be on Netflix at some point, though. It's definitely not on Disney+. Your mom said that she bought season 1 on Amazon. I am not buying an electronic copy. So instead, I have resorted to buying a DVD collection from the interwebs so I can watch more than like the 6 episodes of Scooby-Doo that we can find on YouTube. I think we've gotten up to like 15 episodes on YouTube because there's 5 from the first season that are on a loop. So we can watch those.
And this episode is brought to you by piracy.
Well, so I'm not
a victimless crime.
I'm not pirating it. So FBI, don't come at me. I am purchasing it legally. And then I'm going to watch it like crazy on the Xbox with the toddler because she loves it. And Elliot loves it too. She loves saying, Scooby, Scooby-Doo, where are you? And we dance to the theme song.
And there's always a chase scene.
And there's always a chase scene with an original song. One of the What's New Scooby-Doo songs was just like literally is it Sum 41? No, Simple Plan. It was literally just a Simple Plan song. Like, it wasn't an original Simple Plan song. It was a Simple Plan song that's played on the radio that I know, but I just completely forgot what Simple Plan song it was.
Oh, yeah. Simple Plan.
They do the theme song.
They did the theme song for What's New Scooby-Doo.
Just like Bowling for Soup does the theme song for Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, and then they, I don't think all the Bowling for Soup guys recorded their persona.
No.
But definitely the head guy did.
Yeah, for the Love Handle episode.
Same thing for Simple Plan. They were like partners with What's New Scooby-Doo or whatever, or sponsors, or I don't know how any of that works. All right, is that everything that's bugging you?
Other than the fact it's too cold outside, yes.
So Scooby-Doo, where are you?
Literally, Scooby-Doo, where are you? I would like to watch you all of the time. So spring has sprung in Cincinnati. And by that, I mean I was dressing the kids in shorts and t-shirts last week, but now they're back to layers over layers and thick jackets because it got cold. We actually got accumulating snow this week. It mostly accumulated on the cars, but there was accumulating snow. It is spring. So yesterday, Joe asked me what the weather was going to be like so we could dress the kids properly. And he's like, is it supposed to rain? And I look at my phone and I say, no, but it's supposed to snow. And then Joe looks out the window and says, oh, it already did snow. And I'm like, what? And then I look out the window and there is snow covering his car and on the grass.
It immediately melted.
I mean, yeah, as soon as the sun came up, it melted. But I'm like, what is this shenanigans? It is springtime, but it's also Cincinnati, which means we're in the Ohio River Valley, which means that our weather is unpredictable. It's great.
I briefly saw that tonight's low is 21 degrees.
Oh my, no.
But then on Wednesday, it's supposed to get in the 70s.
So, with it being mostly fine for the kids outside these days, it's time to bring out our favorite springtime activities. Our first favorite springtime activity is get the F outside. That's right. Get the F outside. So when mom or dad just wants everyone out of the house, we do get the F outside. Because our best spring cleaning is done when the other parent has the kids outside. When we need to vacuum, it will be, okay, let's go on a walk, children, so that the other parent can vacuum the house. Because as soon as we put toys away, the kids dump them out. For every bucket of toys that you put away, the kids will dump an equal or greater amount of toys.
Yeah, Lily has these puzzle pieces that you impulse bought, probably at Target. Shout out to Target.
Yes, they are not a sponsor yet. They are alphabet letter pieces in lowercase and uppercase letters. So you can learn your alphabet and put them together in fun combinations. I haven't spelled curse words out with them yet, so be proud of me.
But there's probably, so if it's 2 sets of letters, that's like 40, 50,
It's so
low 50s.
26 times 2 is 52, plus 2 blank pieces. There are 54 pieces total. We know where about 45 of those pieces are. I need to search for the other 10-ish.
They're probably under the couch.
They are probably under or in the couch or the toddler's bed.
She brought them upstairs?
She brings them everywhere.
But anyway, they live in this little basket or whatever, and Elliot really likes to dump baskets. We have another basket full of fruit. Long story. That's my mom's fault.
Yes.
And they like to dump that. They like to dump everything. It looks like our living room typically looks like a bomb went off.
Yes. So in order to actually clean the house to any extent, we go the F outside. And then we can actually get things done around the house. Or lay on the couch in silence for 10 minutes and actually feel like we're getting our sanity back. Only for the kids to run in the door and it all goes away again.
But there's less dog hair. So
there's less dog hair, so that helps.
That's a thing.
So another springtime activity we like is going to our local parks. We have an episode about this, which Joe will link to in the show notes. And so we have a list of parks on that episode, and we're slowly adding to the list of parks that our kids go to. Our criteria usually is like anywhere that has a short nature trail, because hello, toddler attention span, and a play set is basically an amusement park to the kids. So we like to go to Mitchell Memorial Forest because they have a nice walking trail. We like to go to West Fork Park because they have a ton of toys and a giant play set, but like everybody likes to go to West Fork Park.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get out to Coleraine Park because they just renovated that, and I think the kids would love it. So there's a few parks on my list that I want to go to, especially now that the kids are a little bit older, because Lily's getting a little bit more into things. Like we went to the Westwood Park.
Yeah, the other day we went to Westwood. I don't know if it's a park, but there's a
playground there.
There's a playground
at the town hall. I'd call it a park. They also have a little dog park there. They've got some tables. Yeah.
I didn't see the dog.
It's at the corner of Montana and that little street. There's a dog park there. You just don't remember it because we haven't taken our dogs there.
There's a fence.
There is a fence, and that's where the dog park is.
Okay.
The dog park is where the kids' play set used to be. And then they moved the kids' play set when they built a new one. That's way nicer than the play set that used to be there.
Yeah, I've never seen a play set like this. It's actually like concrete.
Yeah, it like has a ramp. It has a rock wall. The rock wall is mildly dangerous, though, because sometimes kids jump off of it. And so Lily thinks that she can maybe jump off of it. And I'm like, no, honey, let's not go that way. But the bridge is really cool. And Lily went across that all by herself.
Multiple times.
Yeah. It was super adorable. So we're finding new parks to go to because now the kids are bigger. Elliot can run around too. Elliot loves going down slides because he is at that phase of his life. Our next favorite springtime activity is going to Happy Hangout or any indoor play place, really, because as we said before, the weather in Cincinnati is totally unpredictable. So having somewhere you can take the kids where the weather doesn't matter is nice. So like if it's a sunny day, there might not be a lot of other kids there because they're all playing outside. If it's rainy, there might be a ton of kids there, but at least you know you can still wear out the children without having to worry about what the weather looks like. A next activity that we like doing is going to museums. Though, disclaimer, I have not taken the children to any museums yet. I want to, though, because the Museum Center in Union Terminal recently renovated their children's museum. And by recently, I mean within like the last 5 years, because it's been a hot second since we've been there. But the last time we were there, which was for the Star Wars exhibit, about the Star Wars costumes exhibit, so it's been a very, very hot second, they were towards the end of their renovations of the children's museum.
Okay, I vaguely recall that. But we haven't been to the Children's Museum itself since you had a Girl Scout troop.
Correct. It has been a very, very hot second since I have been in that Children's Museum.
Which we weren't even married.
We were not. So I want to go with the kids because they're going to love it, especially if they still have any kind of water feature, because both of the children love playing with water. So as long as I bring them a change of clothes and just say, okay, these clothes off, these clothes on, we're good to go.
I did notice that, just speaking of museums and the next topic, just to insert my own non-scripted place, there's an aquarium in northern Kentucky, the Newport Aquarium.
Yes,
I
there is.
saw pictures of our friend and her little one.
Yeah.
Seeing the fishes.
And like the summer is a good time to go because like nobody else goes in the summer because they're all at the zoo.
Okay.
I think. So
I don't think that's true, but
I think that maybe it's more the spring is the time to go because people are more likely to be outside than go inside to the
I
aquarium.
always remember the Newport Aquarium. I always remember there being a line to get in, but I guess with digital tickets and stuff.
Yeah, now they do timed entry.
And time entry, that's...
Yeah. But walking back to the museum, you haven't seen the giant ass train display that they have there. We have to go see that. Maybe when Elliot's a little bit bigger. Though I think Lily would love it now because she loved the train display at Crone Conservatory. It is like as big as the first floor of our house, if not like the entire footprint of our house. Train display. Cincinnati. It's awesome. You need to see it.
I might have seen it. I just don't remember it.
But yeah, we need to have the kids see the train set too because it will blow Lily's mind. And it's going to be great. Next on our list, we have the zoo. Because bring your babies to see our zoo babies. Also, the zoo is just really fun.
And we have a membership.
We do have a membership.
We don't use.
Well, I'm not home all the time anymore. Because last spring, I was on maternity leave. We would go to the zoo like every other week. Actually, I think for a hot second, we went every week.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a standing zoo date with my mom where she would come with us to the zoo. And Lily loved having ices at the zoo in the spring. And I'm really hoping that I can take the kids there a few times this spring. Because Lily loves running around the zoo. She can actually like run around herself a bit more now. Like I don't have to like lock her down in the stroller as much. And Elliot's getting into animals too. So.
Yeah, what are we going to do when Elliot wants to run around too?
Hope that they run in the same direction. And just like Sharpie our name and phone number onto their back. So we make sure that they get back to us. Okay, so the zoo. Need to go to the zoo more. Our other favorite springtime activity is long walks. Because when the weather is nice, it's been fun taking the kids on walks while the other parent cooks dinner to get little people out from underfoot. So the other day I got home from work and the weather was super nice. And I was like, okay, you're making dinner because you were about to start that anyway. I will go take the children on a walk. And by the time we get back, dinner will be mostly done. And you will not have tiny humans underfoot screaming like maniacs. So you can have at least a semi-quiet house for a little bit. I'm sure then Zoe started whining because she wanted food. So it only mildly helped. But
on an unrelated note, if anyone wants a free dog, she's stubborn as hell and likes to howl when she's hungry.
Yeah.
And she has to pee.
But so when we went on our walk, to get to your brother's house is a pretty decent walk, but it's nothing too crazy. And we don't have to cross any streets unless we want to. So we walked to your brother's house, ding dong ditched, went to his video doorbell, and then ran home. And like by ran home, I mean Lily literally ran to and from your brother's house like 75% of the time. She was very excited to be out and about. Eventually, Elliot will walk with us, but for now, one of the children has to be contained. Because otherwise I'm going to be picking up Elliot to run after Lily to then set Elliot down for like 2 seconds before I pick him up to run after Lily again because he can't keep up.
Yeah, you have to be careful when she's running, though, because people back out of their driveways.
Yeah. Well, and she took a tumble where it was like a tumble. Like she fell on her hands and had so much momentum that she like hopped and fell again. Like she hopped and fell again.
Oh, my.
And then just got up and kept running like nothing happened.
Is that what's wrong with her leg?
Maybe.
There's like a little itty bitty scab
that
on her knee.
I mean, she didn't skin her pants, and she was wearing pants that day, so I don't know. I expected her to just start bawling, and I was going to have to carry her home. And she just like got up, brushed her hands, and kept running.
Oh, nice.
A recent favorite spring activity has been longer nights. Because Lily's getting older and the sun is staying up longer, so we've been more inclined to watch a movie with her or an extra TV show after Elliot goes to bed. So if we pop in a movie, Elliot usually goes to bed about halfway through the movie, but then Lily gets to stay up and watch the rest of it. Unless if she starts getting cranky, in which case then it's okay, off to bed. But Lily has been loving some Scooby-Doo lately. So
your mom changed her sheets.
Yeah. So
and they are Scooby-Doo sheets.
When we got Lily a twin bed, I bought a set of sheets for Lily so we could put a set of sheets on her bed the day we got it. But Mom said, do not buy any sheets for her bed. I got you. Because my mom doesn't get rid of anything and has she had 4 twin mattresses at her house. So she had a ton of twin sheets. So she was like, here, how many sets of sheets do you want? And I was like, 3, 2. I don't remember how many sets of sheets she gave us. But one of them are like super warm fleece snowman sheets. Mm-hmm. And the other one is Scooby-Doo sheets, like classic-ish Scooby-Doo sheets. They're not super comfy sheets because they feel like sandpaper, but it's Scooby-Doo. And Lily was super excited when she saw Scooby-Doo sheets on her bed because she had taken a nap downstairs, and I'm assuming that's when Mom changed her sheets, and she had not been in her room since Mom had changed her sheets. She's like, oh, Scooby-Doo! So then we watched the Scooby-Doo theme song in its progression from original Scooby-Doo to most modern Scooby-Doo. So we listened to the Scooby-Doo theme song like 10 times in a row, but all were very different. So it was fine. So we started watching Scooby-Doo every once in a while. And so we'll watch an episode with Elliot and then we'll watch another episode after he goes to bed.
Yeah, my mom and dad have gotten her into that. Like we said before, my mom bought the original season. I don't know if it's a series or the first season.
I don't know.
But apparently that's what my dad does with our children. He watches Scooby-Doo. He loves all of those classic cartoons, Tom and Jerry. Maybe not so much Tom and Jerry, but
yeah, so
Bugs Bunny.
The other day when I went to pick up the kids from your parents' house, Lily was still sleeping. Elliot was sitting in your dad's lap, and they were sharing a bag of shortbread crackers or shortbread cookies while watching Scooby-Doo. And Elliot was living his best life. He is 13 months old, and like right now he has peaked. Like there'll be more things to like peak at later, but it was just like I am chilling with my Opa with a cookie in each hand, watching me some Scooby-Doo. I don't even care that you came home, Mom, even though you're like my favorite person in the world. Is playing in the backyard because the playset that we bought before Elliot was born has been paying off this year a lot, even though we're still like super short into the year. Because Lily can get up it on her own. She recently started going up the rock wall in addition to the ladder, so that's cool. Elliot loves the swing, and Lily is learning how to use the big girl swings because Elliot gets the bucket seat and Lily gets big girl swing. They also like crashing their cars in the sunroom, which usually results in giggle fits. So Lily has the cozy coop that she can push around herself, and Elliot is in a car that like an adult has to push. And they'll crash into each other and just giggle and giggle and giggle, playing their own little version of bumper cars. And then when the weather stays warmer more consistently, we can break out the water table for some great sensory play since we retired the bean table. The bean table is no more.
Thank goodness.
Our yard might have some bean plants in it still. And then this year for Christmas, they got a T-ball and a soccer net with soccer ball. And now that our yard is 95% of the way flat, they will be able to sports ball and hopefully get their energy out. Elliot will just run around while holding the soccer ball. Lily might try to kick the soccer ball. I don't know yet.
Oh, boy.
Or she'll just try to hit her brother over the head with a wiffle ball bat. We'll see. And then while they're also outside, they like playing with sidewalk chalk. Mostly Lily at this point. Elliot still likes to eat chalk.
He does. He eats everything, though.
Yeah, he's still in that phase. So I'll come home from work and I'll be backing into the driveway and I'll see all these colorful shapes on my backup cam. And I get to see what Lily and my mom drew on the sidewalk while I was at work. It's pretty cute. And then my favorite springtime activity is going to local soft serve ice cream joints. Right now it's just Zip Dip because Zip Dip was one of the first to open of the season.
And Putz's is opening this week.
Putz's opens tomorrow.
Yes.
As of the recording of this episode, which is like 2 weeks ago after this episode released.
Yes.
So when I feel like eating ice cream on my way home from work, I will ask Joe if he wants anything, and we'll ask if the kids should get anything, to which the answer is usually no.
No more sugar, please.
Because we love them, but they are wild. So it was way too cold this weekend to go get some soft serve, but hopefully next weekend or in 2 weekends, we can go get some soft serve ice cream with kids and see how Lily does with her own little kitty ice cream cone.
And if she shares.
Based on how their shake went at 50 West, it's going to be rough.
That's true.
We might have to get them their own. Like, I'll just have to get a small instead of a medium, and then 2 kitty cones, and then I'll eat like half of Elliot's cone.
Yeah, and you were mentioning that you stop on the way home, but we also, at least last year, we went to the different soft serve places.
Yeah, and we'll take the kids on the weekend. It's harder to do it during the week because if we're going to go out during the week, that usually means dinner. Though there were a few times last year where we would go to Wild Mike's for wings and then Zip Dip for ice cream on our way home. Mm-hmm. That was nice. We should do that sometime.
Yeah, I think Elliot was just starting to...
He was just starting to get into people food.
He was learning about the straw, learning to do straws.
Yes, he is an expert at straws now because all bottles have been removed from the house. Well, have been removed from the kitchen. They're in storage now because my baby is growing up.
Yeah, he doesn't really care about that, though.
No, he does not care about the mode of transportation. He just would like the food to enter into his belly. Usually with 2 little fists full of food.
He does. He always has something in both hands.
It's his backup food.
Whether it's food or stuffed animals. And Lily was never that way.
Oh, no. Lily always had a book. But it would be like a book or 10 books. There wasn't really a lot of in between. But Elliot's usually something for each hand.
She never... and he has a very strong grip.
He does. His poor little dinosaurs have limp necks because he just grabs them by the neck and has like made all of the stuffing shuffle out of their necks.
He pulled my hair this morning.
Oh, you poor thing. He pulled your hair. He does that to me all the time.
Your hair is longer.
Time.
And now it's colorful.
Yeah, which means it's more fun for him to pull.
I know. That's why I was surprised when he grabbed my hair and went...
Yeah. He's very strong. So that's all I got. We're going to start doing some Easter egg hunts here soon with kids. Like where I just throw eggs in the front yard and say, have at it. And practice for our Easter events.
But going back to the soft serve, we have an entire episode dedicated to our favorite soft serve places.
Yeah, so we have an episode about
parks,
local parks. We have an episode about the zoo. And we have an episode about soft serve ice cream joints. We are developing a catalog. Man.
We have a backlog.
We do.
As stated at the beginning, we've been doing this for an entire year.
Wow.
I know.
When do we start making the millions? We're not in it for the money.
I think that's it.
So, Joe, now is the part of the show where you attempt to make me laugh. So, what you got?
I have a dad joke.
Hit me with your best shot. Oh, man, is Marco wearing off on me? Because this would be bad.
We're almost done.
Okay.
Hang in there and get ready to laugh. I thought it was empty. Are you drinking before you hear my joke?
There was like a drop.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. So how excited was the gardener for spring?
I don't know. How excited was he?
He was so happy that he wet his plants.
Where's the wah, wah, wah? I like that button.
They enjoyed my joke. Our live audience, live studio audience.
Smile at the cameras here, and there.
And there we have a light in the background that says applause.
Yeah. Oh, what is interesting, Scooby-Doo has canned laughter. I didn't realize it until we started watching. I'm like, wait, people are laughing. But this isn't recorded in front of a live studio audience. I'm so confused. And then I realized it was just audio recording stuff, because audio recording.
Yeah, that is interesting that they, I guess that was I think the Flintstones did that too, and the Jetsons, like all of the Hanna-Barbera.
I don't remember. I will have to do more research and report back.
That does it for this week's show. Thanks so much for listening. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to us on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and now YouTube. And you can find us by searching at Craft Parenting Podcast on all these platforms. You can also get a hold of us via email, which is craftparentingpodcast@gmail.com.
If you like what you hear, please leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or your podcatcher of choice. Make sure to share the show. It's what helps our show grow. If you would like to send us stuff, such as fan mail, craft supplies, or any sanity you happen to have lying around, we have a P.O. box and would greatly appreciate it.
All this information is available on our website, and that website is www.craftparentingpodcast.com.
We will post the show notes up there, plus we've been writing blog posts about some of the stuff that doesn't make it in the podcast, like how I made a pillow bed for Elliot for his birthday, and how I might have a crafting problem. That's a blog that I'm working on, but I might have a crafting problem, so I haven't finished the blog yet.
And if you want to follow me personally on Instagram, my username is @CraftParentingJoe.
And I am at Caroline Creates Crafts.
And with that, I'm Joe.
And I'm Caroline.
See you next time on the Craft Parenting Podcast.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Let's pick up our friends and have some fun. Or whatever the thing says. That's one of the toys that's in the living room.
We can go check if you want.
I would rather not, because then I'll get 10 other songs stuck in my head while trying to figure out which toy is the one that makes that song. Because it'll be the last toy, and the last song that toy sings whenever we go to check. So let's not. But again, why are we recording an episode about our favorite springtime activities when it is 34 degrees outside?
That is a good question.
It is freaking cold outside.
But we are back.
Guess who's back? Back again. Carrie's back. Tell a friend. It sounds a lot better when there's a beat behind it.
Uh-huh.
You were supposed to do that.
I'm not beatboxing.
Did you not read the doc?
I did not read the doc. I'm
my
free balling this episode.
Oh my goodness.
Free balling. Okay.
I'm gonna go now. Yeah. So I'm gonna need Scooby-Doo to show up on one of the streaming services that we have because I refuse to purchase another streaming service, though I am seriously considering what streaming service can we dump.
I'm actually going to try to cancel the Netflix, which means we need to get Star Trek Next Generation on DVD.
If my mom didn't get rid of it, I have the original Star Trek on VHS tape in collector's edition boxes. It's the movies. I have the movies. I have the original Star Trek movies. VHS tape special collection.
Did they do movies before Next Generation?
They did do movies. It's original Kirk. It's the original cast. It's Kirk and Spock and
that was the 80s, and I guess the Next Generation was the 90s.
Yeah. It was a while ago. But I have Star Trek on VHS tape, just not the Next Generation.
Was your dad not a fan of the Next Generation?
Oh, he was. He watched all of the Star Treks non-discriminatorily. Because we watched... There's another one. Because it's Star Trek, The Next Generation.
Deep Space Nine.
Voyager. Star Trek Voyager. We watched Star Trek Voyager. That was where there was a lady captain.
That was Deep Space Nine.
Pretty sure it's Star Trek Voyager. I'm going to Google this now, even though my phone is going to die.
3 days later.
Star Trek Voyager. Lady Captain.
It's Voyager. There were lady captains in Next Generation.
There are. The captain of the Enterprise was the lady.
And all of the Star Treks are the USS Enterprise?
They are, but they're different iterations of the USS Enterprise. Because the USS Enterprise ship retires, and it's usually the next... It's the first of the next new models of ship.
Oh. Why don't they rename it?
I mean, our military does similar things.
They use the same name?
I think so.
Oh.
But you got to retire one before you name another.
I don't know these things. I should.
I also watched a lot of JAG with my father. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, I should know this because we watched NCIS religiously.
Yeah. I remember watching the crossover episode starting off NCIS on JAG.
Is that show still on NCIS?
I think it is.
It's ridiculous.
I want to watch JAG again, though, because it's been so long that everything would be super fresh. But I know it would also be super dated. We are way off topic. How did we get here?